Welcome to the Seer Show. Join us as we dive into the dynamic world of health, wellness, mindset, and fitness with the unparalleled guidance of lifelong knowledge seekers, Sifu Rafael and Nikki Gangemi. Sifu and Nikki will unlock groundbreaking insights with extraordinary guests from around the globe. You'll get the latest holistic approaches to well-being with a sharp focus on the powerful connection between mind, body, and soul. Get ready to take the leap. It's time to embrace a brighter and healthier future with us at The Seer Show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nikki, good morning. Happy Wednesday. How are you, my friend?
Good morning, Sifu. Happy Wednesday. I am excited today.
Oh, my goodness. I got to tell you, I looked around all day long. I could not find anybody luckier than me. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
Why is
Because
that?
today I'm going to be surrounded by 3 incredible women, you being one of them, and we have 2 who are about to join us. So why don't we go ahead and bring them in, and everybody can see how lucky I am. So let's go ahead and bring Yvonne and Dr. Rani. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Happy
Great to be
Wednesday.
here.
Happy
What
Wednesday.
Happy
inspires
Wednesday
you?
to all of you.
What inspires you every day, Dr. Rani?
Thank you, Sifu. That's a great question. Thank you. What inspires me every day is knowing that I am here to serve my clients or anybody, and that gives me great joy, to get up each morning, to know that I'm going to make a difference and be the best version of me. Yeah, and that gives me the joy to get up, to continue. Yes, yeah. Because this is a time which is a very special time that we are all in. We are all facing a lot of challenges, some of us. And it's deeper than that because we are here for a reason. And many of the healers, and even if you are a book writer, we are here to serve each other, to share the message and to rise in who we are, in our vibration. And I think that's a great time because we have so much knowledge at our hands than ever before. And it's such a great time as well to work on ourselves because everything is happening much faster. The healing is happening faster. It used to take longer, but now people are getting the breakthroughs. They are really releasing their old self and becoming a new version of themselves. So it's a great time to be at this time, I would say. Yeah.
Wow, thank you for that. I love the energy part you talked about. Yvonne, would you mind telling us what's incredible in your life?
I think just leaning into curiosity and compassion. I get so excited to explore every bit of my world, whether it's working with my clients, raising my children, exploring nature. Like there's just so much. It's almost like everybody can be a kid again. We just forgot how. And once we are, and we just have this innocent curiosity and compassion, that's where human connection deepens. And that's why we're here, to experience human connection and experience growth. So it's everybody has the same inspiration that I do. You just might not have tapped into it yet, but it is a fascinating day every day when you can.
Love it. Love it. And how about you, Nikki?
Absolutely. What inspires me every day? I am still enjoying that I get to do what I want every day. So for those who don't know, I spent 15 years teaching elementary school, and it was something that I didn't look forward to. So now to get up and say, what do I get to create today? Who do I get to serve? Who do I get to transform? That feels very freeing. So that inspires me every day. And of course, my love of working out. I do enjoy that every day. And then my little nieces and nephews that I make time to see every week, they bring me joy.
Nice.
And how about you, Sifu?
Oof. Being here, I mean, Jesus, what a delight. I got to tell you, every day I am inspired by the beauty around me. And even though there is a lot of negativity, I look at every experience as a positive one. I look at the beauty in everything. Somebody might see a spider and go, oh, they're disgusting. And I'm like, look how incredible they are. Look at the beauty and look at, oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful world we live in that I don't allow anything to go by me without me noticing the beauty. It has, or it portrays, or it does. Because you ever seen a spider web? You ever been caught in a spider web? Nobody likes being caught in one, especially the insects. But the beauty and the intricacy behind it, they're incredible architects, by the way. Do you ever think of a spider as an architect?
Absolutely. Charlotte's Web taught me
I
that.
didn't say the same thing. Charlotte's Web taught me that. Otherwise, that thought never would have entered my mind.
That's
good. That's great you talk about that, because today when I went for a walk, I saw a big spider web, huge one. And I was looking at it. I was wondering, that must have been a lot of work for the spider to make such a big web. It was really beautiful. And it had a hexagon, a geometric shape, which is wow. It wowed me how nature is magical, animals, birds, nature itself. It's so inspiring.
It is beautiful, isn't it? But sometimes we don't like those things. Who likes a bug, right? There are people who are into bugs, and that's they love them, they hold them, they all these things. And I don't want to get gross here with the bugs and stuff of that nature, but I just wanted to share with you that, to me, everything is beautiful. I mean, the way we've come. I mean, from writing with a feather to a pen. Just the incredible imagination that we have as humans, how we can grow from every experience. Think about the iPhone. Wow. And it took one person to see a vision that none of us had. Right? Think about a car. I mean, if there was none of these things, I'd show up in my horse to this meeting. Right? And it might not even be on the internet. We might all have to meet in a barn or something, just to have this discussion, and hopefully people would come and join us, but it would not be worldwide. So every day, I'm grateful for the little things.
I was at my son's graduation last night, and the student speaker was just fabulous. I've been to several graduations this week, and he was the best out of all the adults and all the children. And one of the things that he said was kind of similar to what you're talking about, Sifu. Most people thought all those great advances, those people were crazy. They were insane, right? So he's like, there's been several types of geniuses, right? But most of them, originally, they weren't labeled geniuses to start. They were thought of as just insane. They've lost their mind. That's not possible. How could that be? And what I loved about that message, and what I just wanted to share here too, is quite often people believe that their dreams aren't possible. Things aren't possible. All they know of what is possible is what they were brought up with or what surrounds them. And so that's what is another amazing thing that I love. What I do is I help people unlock themselves from those limiting beliefs to see anything as possible. So we get the iPhones and we get the airplanes and we get all of the things because people believe they can dream again. They believe it's possible for them. They believe they can attract it into their life. I didn't believe it for many years. I thought, oh, I had to get a job and go to school and have a house and kids and look like everybody else. Those things you described, Sifu, those people weren't trying to look like everybody else. They were trying to be their authentic self, lead from their inspiration, their purpose, their passion. So if you're listening, like, get inspired to do the same. Don't try and look like everybody else. Figure out, tap in, get some help if you can't do it yourself. Like, what do you really desire? Not your conditioned desires, not what you're made to believe you should have, whatever dress size or car or house or whatever. Like, what lights you up? And then believe it's possible and take small steps towards it. Because I can't wait to see what all the great things that people can bring to this world that we share once we just start believing it's possible.
Yeah. That's huge. I like to say, be the red umbrella in a sea of black umbrellas.
And that's so true, Yvonne. It's like to have that self-belief, it also comes with having that self-confidence within ourselves, which many of us, we don't have. It's the conditioning of our environment, of our family environment, or our school, have made us believe in other things outside of us. And it takes us a long time, like for me, to start to really understand who I am and believing in myself, that it's not in the outside world. And once we start growing our self-confidence and self-esteem, that's when everything happens. You meet the right people, you get on the right podcast, like today with the wonderful, beautiful souls here, and that's when the magic happens. It starts within us, inside of us.
Absolutely. And if you're listening and you're like, well, I'm confident, like I thought I was confident, everybody else thought I was too confident. But what I realized, I was making decisions not from confidence. It was a false confidence. It was a mask. And so many people wear these masks because they're supposed to be confident and they're supposed to have it all together and they're supposed to be strong. They should stop shoulding all over yourself. Right?
What?
And start figuring out, like, what does when you say find yourself, what does that even mean? Most of the time when I start working with people, they're like, I don't know. And then once they release the limiting beliefs, then it's like this really cool process of self-discovery. Like, because for a while people are like, well, they beat themselves up for not knowing. I'm like, no judgment, no fear. Open up to possibility and creativity and know that you're safe and cared for. And so if you feel like you're confident and people think you're confident, maybe even you're really successful, but you still feel like something's missing, it's because you're looking for everything outside of you. And what's missing isn't actually missing. You're just not seeing it. Like you said, Dr. Rani, it's inside of you. But we're not taught to look there until, something crazy happens, right? Or they listen to an inspiring podcast or they read an inspiring book and they're like, let me start exploring that. So it goes back to like what I was saying earlier. Get curious. Have compassion for yourself, not just everybody else. Like you get to have compassion for yourself too.
Yeah, how about that?
and that's so important. It's all start with us, to have that self-compassion, that kindness, to take the time really to listen to our body. Our body gives us so many signals, but we don't listen. We still are focused on the outside, but when we start listening, We develop our intuition. We understand ourselves better. We listen to our gut feeling, however people want to call it. And we develop that connection with ourselves. And connecting with ourselves, it's so important because it will help us to understand what is our purpose, what we need to do in life. So developing that self connection is very, very profound. To start doing small things for ourselves. Uh, Sifu was talking about having his cold showers. So start doing little things. It doesn't need to be huge things, everybody. Just small things that you do for yourself. Like I went for a walk. So whatever you do for yourself, putting yourself first, making yourself the priority of your life is very important. And I can share with you an example. I had a client recently, didn't have confidence, didn't value herself, didn't have self-esteem for herself. She's great at doing her job, but not great at believing in her, her worth, her value. And after the session, it's a new her. Oh my God, I was so happy. She told me she's going to the gym now. She's speaking, telling things she never told anybody for more than 25 years. So it's make a huge difference when we start to pour into ourselves. You can, if you have a cup, you have to fill your cup first and let it overflow so that then you can give to other people. And that's
Yeah.
very important. You can only give when your cup is full and it overflows.
Yeah. And it
I
over.
love, I love the cup. I love the cup. But how many people are filling that cup with the wrong substance? Hello. So Nikki just drank some water. Look
I
at that.
did.
So that's the right substance. Some people may reach out for vodka or a rum or something else. And is that the right thing? And so when we fill our cup, it's also think of the analogy of a cup is who's in your cup, what people, what are they speaking to you? So it's everything that we do every single day. Who sets up our calendar for us? Do we do it or somebody else interrupts our day and go, I need you to do this? But that was my plan. Well, I don't care what your plan is. It's my plan and I need you in it. Right. So it's about taking control of your life. And I think a lot of people are missing that part and filling their cup properly. So thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good.
think I was
You're
just I love what you said, Dr. Rani, about energy and Sifu, like really thinking about, well, why do people put the wrong things in their cup, right? Quite often we're taught, like we were talking earlier about, is it suffering or is it just pain? Like people are taught, avoid suffering at all costs. Don't feel anything, like doesn't feel like super good, right? Like my yoga practice teaches me, you push your edge, you feel it, it's sensations. It doesn't have to be all sunshine and roses. It teaches you something, it helps you grow. So people, and including myself, right? This is the pot calling the old kettle black. I used to drink a ton of wine, binge watch Netflix all day to avoid the reality of my world because it didn't look like everybody else's world, right? I was going through a terrible divorce, trying to figure out how I was going to survive. I was all into fight or flight, right? And when you try to numb out, when you try to avoid pain, when you try to avoid feeling, you actually attract the very thing that you do not want. So I already tell people, like, your skin is overrated. Like, it doesn't keep your energy in, right? Energy is really important. Your body speaks to you. You are a powerful creator and you have so many tools. You just haven't been taught how to use them. Your mind, your body, and your soul are all connected and they all engage with each other in different ways. So when you're feeling something and you're like, oh, this doesn't feel right. I need to watch TV or I need to drink that vodka or I need to, go shopping or overwork, right? Or think about things all day. I have a racing mind. That's just your brain trying to protect you from what it fears is worse.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing it fears is worse isn't. It's your opportunity for growth. So don't judge yourself when you want to fill the cup with vodka, right? But do choose. Know that you're making a choice. Nothing outside of you can make you drink that vodka. You're like, oh, well, so-and-so made me mad, or I don't have enough money, or whatever it is. You choose the meaning you give to the things that are happening to you. So it's never the things outside of you. It is never the people outside of you. Even if Sifu tried to make me mad, he actually couldn't make me mad. Only I can make me mad. Could he be a trigger? Absolutely. But that's what this show is about. And that's what we do, is helping you understand the power you already have within you to not let things trigger you. Maybe it'll be a slight trigger, but instead of like going on a binge, or instead of being upset for a year or maybe a lifetime over a relationship, a job loss, a financial mistake, those were just opportunities for growth. So tap into that energy that Dr. Rani was talking about. Your body will tell you things before your prefrontal cortex can figure out what the thoughts are that it's wrong about thinking anyway, because it's all based upon conditioning. So if you feel something yucky in your body, go back to compassion and curiosity. Just be like, oh, okay. First, number one, am I in mortal danger? If the answer is no, pause, breathe, get curious, have compassion. Like, okay, it's understandable. Something in my past has made me feel like I'm in danger right now. And that's why the energy in my body feels unstable. And then what can I do to feel better? Like, why might that be happening? Get curious. Quite often it's based upon an untruth you told yourself. Maybe you don't know that yet. Maybe you need to work with one of us to do hypnotherapy, to get to your subconscious mind, take a little safari, but get quiet for a minute and get calm. And then go to our websites, go out there, try all the different tools that are healthy coping mechanisms. Not the unhealthy ones, because that's all you're doing is like you're just doing the best you can to cope with the vodka. You're doing the best you can to cope with the shows. You're doing the best you can to cope with the spending. But those are not serving you. So do what is loving to you. But only you know what that is. So don't believe me. Don't believe Dr. Rani. Don't believe Sifu or Nikki. Just take it. Don't believe us right away. Get curious. Experiment. It's like Dr. Rani said, every human being is different. There's so much information out there. Only you know what will be working for you, and what will work for you is the thing that you will consistently do that helps you. So yes, choose what's right for you.
I choose vodka once in a blue moon. How's that?
And that's okay.
Once in a blue moon. But if you choose it every day, then maybe, and people go, I drink when I'm upset or whatever, or I eat this food when I'm upset or this, and they're not dealing with the emotions. And I talk about that in Sifu's Mind Body Method. And it's about dealing with the emotions, what you're talking about. If you believe you're awesome, then yeah, go for it. Do whatever it is that you need to do. And if you're feeling down, find a way to climb that ladder back up, or get up, or ask for help. And it's okay. You're not broken because you need help. Actually, you're incredible because you're asking, you're seeking that
Absolutely.
which you need. And a lot of people, guess what? They want to do it on their own. And has that been working for you, my friends? Has it been working for you? Nikki is such a powerful mindset. I'm going to call infiltrator, right? Because she comes in and she works out your mind, right? So Nikki, tell us a little bit about what you believe that the power of self-love and the mindset behind that is.
Thank you, Sifu. I think self-love is super powerful, and it's something that I haven't tapped into until the last couple of years. Yes, I said couple, meaning like 2, maybe 3. I was in the habit of self-loathing for most of my life, just really disliking and even hating myself. not liking what I saw in the mirror and all of that. And I would hear people say over the years, well, you've got to love yourself before you can love anybody else. And I really didn't know what that meant. It was hard to grasp, like, how does one love oneself? And then, speaking to what Yvonne was saying before about getting curious and asking questions, I learned how to ask different questions. Like, let's turn it back into the verb that it is. What is one loving thing I can do for myself today? And sometimes the answer was to put a blanket over my lap when I was watching Grey's Anatomy. Sometimes it was going for that walk so I can get away from the computer and get outside and move my body. And I just started to learn how to love myself. But what I saw is that when I was starting to love myself, I was kinder to myself. I was nicer to myself. I would have a random thought like, oh, you look pretty today. Something I would never say. I always hated the way I looked and thought I was ugly for most of my life. So I started noticing different internal dialogue. And then I started noticing more respect from other people because I started respecting myself.
I love that. And Nikki, you are beautiful.
Thank you.
And one of the things that you said that is super powerful is that we can have everyone else loving us, but if we lack the love for us, there's that disconnect that we don't believe those people who say, I love you, I love the way you look, I love that dress on you, I love that outfit on you, I love this, I love that. And then you go and you're loathing yourself. And that's got to be so painful. So I am happy that you're not doing that anymore. Because you noticed one thing when you started believing in you, guess what? People believed in you all along. You just never recognized it until you recognized you. And I love that aspect. What I'd love to do right now is to share a video with you guys on resetting yourself. Take a look. You followed the rules, tried the restrictions, counted the carbs, the steps, and the failures. You're not lazy, you're exhausted from doing it all without real change. What if the problem isn't you, but the plan? Sifu's Mind-Body Method is a 90-day transformation built on 7 unshakable pillars: mindset, movement, nutrition, hydration, fasting, journaling, and faith. This isn't another shortcut. It's your structure, your strength, your reset. You don't need harder, you need better. Ready to begin? Start today. Love yourself every day. And that, the last pillar in Sifu's Mind-Body Method is faith, right? You have to have faith in who you are, who you maybe used to be, but who you're becoming. Every day, I personally wake up and I thank God for the gifts he's given me, so that I can share them. And I ask him for permission to let me share the gifts he's given me, because for me, it's about, I told you earlier before we got on live how selfish I was and how I went into a lot of self-love. And I do that because the first thing I have to recognize is me. And then I go into prayer, and then I go and take care of me. I selfishly take care of me. I'm 1,000% focused on me. I'm at the gym. I got my earbuds on. I own a gym, but sometimes I like working out. Like 2 days ago, I worked out at my own gym, but yesterday and today I went to a different gym. But I have my hoodie on. I am there. I'm focused on the exercise that I'm doing. I don't talk to anybody. Not that I'm antisocial. If somebody wanted to talk, I would talk. But it's because I'm so focused on me, on keeping me strong so that I can move forward with my day. So every day I go into that self-love so that I can power me. And then when I'm with other people, it's no longer about me. It's about them. How can I help them? How can I serve? How can I give the gifts that I've been given to them? So every day, I think faith, whether you believe in God or not, I know I do, but whatever it is, you have to have faith in you as well, right? And faith in your outcomes because of your actions. Those are my thoughts.
I love those thoughts. Faith in your outcomes. Well said. Yeah.
Let's
Thank
talk
you.
about connection. When we get a chance, you can go into that, Dr. Rani, but we'll start veering into what connection may mean for you. Go ahead, Doctor.
Thank you, Sifu. I think when we think of connection, we always think of connecting outside of us, connecting with other people. But we forget that the greatest connection is connecting with us, but also developing that connection with our inner child. Inside all of us, there will always be that little version of us who wasn't given the love that he or she wanted, wasn't being valued for he or she wasn't being recognized. So it's really, this is deep work. This is really it's easy to do. Just take a photo of you as a younger child and look at that child, talk to that child, that little you, because somewhere along the way, her needs were not always met by her family, by her parents, and she wanted to be loved certain way. She wanted to be valued for who he or she was, and now it's our responsibility as adults to really develop that connection with that little child inside of us, because we were mentioning about in having fun as a child. Yes, and that's that inner child inside of us coming out. Let her have fun, let her be carefree, because he or she has been suppressed for so long by everything going on, by what people have told him or her, by how that little child was treated. So it's about us now as adults giving her that love, giving her that attention once a day, whether you go to bed or during a time that you are free, and start that conversation with her, because she will always live inside of you, that little you. And she will always be your best friend. Talk to her like your best friend, because we say so many nasty things to ourselves. I hear that in therapy session with my clients. They say they are stupid. They say nobody love them. But now it's you. You have to talk positively in a better way to that little. He or she hears you and is there for you.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
I'm a Toys R Us kid, by the way, just so you know.
If you're listening and you're like, well, my childhood was pretty good, or my childhood was great, so I don't really, what Dr. Rani is saying isn't resonating with me, I want you to listen again. Press rewind if you're listening to this. Most of my clients, not all, but I'd say a grand majority of them say, I had a good childhood. I'm fine. Like, I wasn't like beat or abandoned or anything. You might not know, right? But you do know one thing. Perfection doesn't exist, right? So no childhood was perfect. And this isn't about finding the flaws. This is about finding empowerment. You don't know consciously what meaning that little you, right, that Dr. Rani's talking about, gave to the experiences around you. Maybe your mom or dad said, oh, well, what's your friend doing? Or your friend has this grade, or why aren't you first chair? Or like, oh, let's win that game. Like, whatever it was, it's not even big T trauma. It's just your little brain, not little as in not smart, but when you were smaller, your brain was smaller a little bit, gave meaning to something outside of you that said, I'm not enough. I need to try harder. I need to get better grades. I need to play harder on the team. I need to whatever. And guess what? You're still doing it as an adult. That iPhone Sifu talked about, you haven't upgraded the software. So you're running on old software and still trying to prove your worth outside of you, whether it's the job promotion, the raise, the bigger car, the bigger house. That is the little you that Dr. Rani is talking about, still running on the old code. So what we're talking about is not self-love to get love from others. So if you don't know what self, you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. There, we have a free quiz. Go to unlocklimitlessyou.com/quiz. It'll take you less than 3 minutes. It's 12 questions. Things about how you show up with yourself and how you show up with others. That's going to give you the insight to like, that self-love stuff that they're talking about. Maybe I have an opportunity for growth so that I can unlock myself further, because that little you is in there. So whether you believe Dr. Rani or not, that's fine. Experiment. Start to experiment and think about, why am I chasing success? Why am I chasing this external relationship? I almost can guarantee it's something to do with what that little you believed about themselves when they were younger and is still trying to get what they need. So even if you had a perfect childhood, even if like your life looks good right now, you can grow. That's why we're here. We're in Earth School, right? So you're not supposed to stop growing. You're not supposed to stop feeling. You're not supposed to stop. And when I say growing, I don't mean your bank account. I don't mean your house size. I mean growing from within. So even if you don't think that you had a bad childhood, most people don't, even ones that actually had a lot of trauma, you black it out, whether you know it or not. So listen to what Dr. Rani said. Reach out, take some of our tools, go on a subconscious safari with somebody that's certified in hypnotherapy to help you quiet that busy adult mind so you can get back to your child mind and you can heal and you can repair it. And then guess what? Both the little you and the adult you get to have fun, because that's why we're here. We're not here to suffer. We're here to have fun learning.
Yeah.
I didn't have a good childhood, but I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't want it for anyone else because it made me who I am. But I would never want my childhood for anyone else. Now, I see people who've had great childhoods and they're complaining about it. And I'm like, you have no idea. You have no idea. But yet, you're right, because every so often I connect with that little guy. And that little guy says, I went through this for you. I survived for you. So, yeah, he's got a loud voice in me. Thank you. Thank you, Dr.
I love that you're connected. And what you're saying is so right. Like people are just like whatever's happening in your current day. If they did have a bad childhood, sometimes they try and block it out, right? Or maybe they're like you, Sifu, and they're like, no, I'm grateful. What I want you to do either way is experiment with this. Can we see it not as good or bad? Can we see it for what it was? And they're just stepping stones, opportunities to keep you rising into your highest version of yourself. And also don't think that just because like Sifu's childhood made him resilient, it made him who he is today, that without that thing, whatever the challenge was, that he couldn't survive. That's what your subconscious mind says. So sometimes if you had something bad happen to you in the past, it says, hey, we're still alive. So we just need to keep recreating that environment, those things, right? Like you keep getting into bad relationships, or you keep getting successful and then you lose it all, or you keep whatever it is, look for the patterns. Look for the patterns, because the patterns are telling you your opportunity for healing. That's where you. So like entrepreneurs a lot think like, oh, that's my entrepreneurial edge. I got to hustle. I got to chase. And I say, well, it got you to where you are today, but it's going to get you to your grave faster tomorrow. Because when you operate out of that stress, because that's how you have survived, you stay in survival, but our bodies are not meant to stay in that level of stress. That's what causes cancer and inflammation and all the things. So if your survival skills have gotten you where you are today, be grateful. And then learn how to operate in a way that doesn't forget it, but grows from it in peace and love, right? Don't keep beating yourself up. Don't keep spreading yourself so thin that you don't get to do the self-love things, right? If you're not sure what self-love means to you, and a lot of people aren't, just take out a piece of paper, write love on the top of it, and time yourself 60 seconds, as many words as you can think about with love. And then on the other side, put lack of love, 60 seconds, as many things as you can think about, right? Then go and circle the things that you give to others versus yourself and take a look at that. And most often, what happens is we're very good at giving all the things that we really need for ourselves to others, but not for ourselves because we think it's selfish. But self-love isn't selfish. Sifu couldn't be his best self. Nikki couldn't be her best self. Dr. Rani couldn't be her best self. So it's actually selfish to not love yourself, because then all those people that you love, they don't get the lovely you. They get the tired you. They get the grumpy you. They get the reactive yelling you, or they don't even get you because you're checking out. So self-love isn't a luxury, right? It isn't like a nice to have. It is actually what's going to shift you from surviving and sooner death to thriving and supporting others. Like, this is no joke. This is not woo-woo. Like, take Eastern knowledge and wisdom that yogis have known for thousands of years and go check out the latest neuroscience. Don't just take my word for it. There's a golden thread of truth that runs through all belief systems, and it is love.
Yeah.
Let's take that word love. Some people have used it for everything. I love pizza. I love candy. I love my girl. I love my boy. I love my car. I love my TV. I love my this. I love that. And they took the meaning of what it's supposed to have out of it. And so when somebody tells you they love you, how much meaning is behind that? So we have to look at how they normally speak. So when we think about language, how are you using that word love? Right?
That's great. And how you're using it is probably not how Nikki or Dr. Rani, or like, people have different meanings for different words.
We do. Every time we use that word, does it come from here or does it come just to say it? Right? So I choose to say it because it's coming from here. So it doesn't just come from my mouth or my brain, it comes from my actual heart. So when I tell another gentleman that I love him, it's not because I see him as a male, I see him as a human being. And I will say, I love you, right? And a lot of men are afraid to say that to another man because it makes them, oh, what is he? Or even for women, they're like, oh, what is she? But if I can say it to somebody because it's a genuine feeling, and don't get me wrong, I love women. So for that, in that respect, I'm never going to be intimate with a man, but I can still love a man, right? I can still love for who they are, the way they act, the way they treat other people. So for me, that word is very personal. So if I ever tell anybody I love them, and I've said it to Nikki, is because the human being that she is blows me away. So Nikki? I love you.
Thank you, Sifu.
We
I
should have
love
started with
how
that.
impressive you are.
We should have started with that. That's really important. So if you're listening and you had your own definition of what love meant, that's why
Yeah.
it's doing what's loving to you. And what's loving to you isn't necessarily what's loving to Nikki or loving to Dr. Rani. So that exercise that I gave you to just write down, it doesn't even have to make sense. Like just what words, colors, shapes, whatever. Try to get to your subconscious to figure out. That's why you only get a minute. What is loving to me? What feels loving to me? And don't assume the golden rule is that it's broken. Don't do unto others as you would do unto you. First do unto yourself as you need to be done unto, and then ask others. Ask others how they want to be done unto, because we're not the same. And the word love is spelled Love, but how people feel love, how they feel loved can be very different. And so that's where you go back to curiosity and compassion. How Nikki likes to be loved doesn't have to be how I like to be loved. How many relationships where like you're trying to love the other person like you, and then they don't do it and you don't talk about it. And then there's all this resentment. I was just talking to some of my clients today. We start out and your companion is supposed to be like your ride or die, the one you love. And then they somehow turn into like your enemy or your competition for love within your home, for peace, time, whatever it is. So it goes back to what we talked about before too, is communication. Feel safe.
I got to tell you, this has been a great conversation, but unfortunately, we're at the time where we have to end the show. I think we have to do a second segment. So I need you both to team up and say we're going to be on the next show at this time so that we can have you both on here.
We'll have a part 2 of the love conversation.
Absolutely.
So I love Yvonne. If you can go first, give us 45 seconds. I'm going to put your website, so somebody can give you a call, and what can they expect in 45 seconds, please.
Absolutely. Guys, this is for you. Don't wait. Just go to the website, unlocklimitlessyou.com/resources to check out a bunch of free stuff, because I'm here to help you grow. If you want to call me, there's a button there, right? Schedule a call. Take the self-love quiz that I talked about to figure out how much self-love do you really have. Even if you look confident, even if you think you're loving to other people, go take the quiz, learn more, be a child, like let yourself love and grow and connect, because that's why we're all here. And let me know if you need help. I'm always here.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Dr. Rani.
Thank you, Sifu and Nikki. And you can all find me on my website, which is Dr. Rani, Thanacoody.com. And you will find a link there. You can book for a free discovery call. And also you will get a free copy of my book chapter. So feel free to go and find me there. And you can look also on my podcast and YouTube channel called Amazing You by Dr. Rani, where you will find a lot of great guests, and you can reach out to them for any type of modality that you would like to get help. So thank you.
Thank you. Love it. Love it. Nikki.
Nice. Thank you. You can find me at nikkigangemi.com. I also have a bunch of free resources for you as well. One I'd like you to check out is my Reset Lab for High Achievers. It's complimentary. And for this month in June, have you ever walked away from a conversation and thought to yourself, why didn't I just say what I meant? Or have you said yes to something that was a no for you? This month, it's all about self-communication and expression, and how to set boundaries without feeling the guilt, and how to say what you mean without overthinking. So if you're interested in that, you can register right from my website, and I'll share the link in the chat. Thank you, Sifu.
Love it. Love it. And I'm Sifu Rafael. I'd love to give you a free 7-day detox. Get rid of all the junk in your personal life, in your gut. Declutter your house. Holy spring cleaning, people. Let's go. So, but here's the whole thing, that you can also book a call with me on there as well, if you want to go deeper into it. So thank you all of you for being here, being so exceptional, and sharing with us your insights and the values that you bring into your audience and to your clients. And if anybody resonated with anyone here, go ahead and click on their links. They'll be there. Do yourself a favor, listen to it again, because there was so many great parts to this show, and share it with somebody that you know may need to hear what we shared with you today. So thank you, everybody. I look forward to having you both on again, and let's keep this conversation going, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have yourself an exceptional rest of the day. Take care, everybody.
You.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye. Thank
Everyone.
you.
Thank you.